On our broadcast tonight, Monsoon Live takes on the issues with Brian Williams and the weather. So buckle up from Wallingford to Wayne. This is Monsoon Live. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick. Thank you for joining us. But we got a lot to cover on today's show. We're going to be covering this event. Let's hit it. The Super Bowl. We're also going to cover the next round of winter weather. We're going to cover the Brian Williams story. And the road to Mania 21 in 5 weeks begins right here. So buckle up for the wildest ride so far of the February edition. So let's get right to it. Did you watch the Super Bowl? What? Across the board, one of the best games, way better than last year's. Sorry, Denver. And it was a heart-stopping New England coming back from the deficit. And then one of the most questionable play calls ever. You have the best running back. Nope. Pass it, interception, game over. And there was a fight afterwards, which, yeah, there's something you want to show the kids in the NFL, folks. Come on. Hey, you're losing, punch the players out. Okay. Grow up. And these are supposed to be adults. So congratulations to the New England champs. Correction, New England Patriots. They're the champs. What a ride that was. Also, if you didn't miss it, the Katy Perry halftime show. I've watched a couple of them. This one was the best. Especially when you see a big lion walking down and roar, and then you hear the choreography of the left shark was bad. They're still talking about the left shark. Just saying. All right, so that is we can wrap up the Super Bowl. We of course have to get ready for baseball. Dear Evan, save us now. Why do we have to get ready for baseball? No, the Phillies are going to be bad. Oh, we'll talk about that in March. maybe this month. I haven't decided yet. Let's get to the big story, which is the weather for today. If you're living in the Northeast, here we go again. Let's just run right through it. If you love the morning, enjoy the morning. Today in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, cloudy with a high of about 45. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be nice. Now, tonight, winter weather advisory goes into effect at 6 p.m. Rain, mainly after midnight, turning over. Now, the storm's going from north to south. There's the key, north to south. We will then go from rain to sleet and freezing rain, back to rain, then back to snow, and it'll be snow likely after 10 p.m., but there will be freezing rain and sleet before that. So we're going to go back, forth. So we're going to play tennis with the temperature. So all depends on the temperature. It's going to be 34, then dropping down to 26. Winter weather advisory is in effect till 6 a.m. on the 10th. So it goes into effect 6 a.m. Monday, goes to 6 a.m. Tuesday. So winter weather advisory, 6 a.m. Monday, 6 a.m. Eastern for most of the area. There's the potential for an inch or two of snow, then a tenth of an inch of ice. And the further north you go, the higher accumulations, 3 to 7, is a general call north and west of the Philadelphia metropolitan area. So that is that weather. I swear, can we have one day where we're not going to have a winter storm on a Sunday and I can actually do the show that I want to do? I mean, please. We're having fun today, you know. All right. We got to talk about this guy today. We got done the weather. Let's talk about Brian Williams. Brian Williams, in case you've been living under a rock for the last few days, has made the headlines where he falsified, apparently, a story saying that he was shot at in a helicopter over Iraq 12 years ago. Now, Brian Williams is the most trusted news source for nightly news. But I did a little bit of research here. The nightly news, if you've ever sat down and watched it, has gone from news to fluff, sky blue. Oh, yes! We hear these feel-good stories. Look at the news from when the nightly news began to now. You see this, we get about 5 minutes, 10 minutes of solid news, maybe 7 minutes if you're not cable. Do that. Well, cable, they run the same story 26 times. Look how long it took for CNN to finally get rid of a friggin' stop talking about an airplane that they still can't find. 1 month? Sorry, I'm taking digs at news. We took digs at weather people last week. We're taking digs at news. Well, anyway, you take that out of the equation. The nightly news program, if you've ever watched it, has been a little bit of news and all fluff stories. And what I mean is, do you know that 1 in 5 Americans drink Wawa iced tea? 1 in 5 Americans have a Pepsi. Really? How about this? What about the final bill that was just passed in Congress? What about the deficits? What about the stuff that actually matters in America? What about what we're doing with ISIS? What are we doing about X? Urgh! Come on, people. Wake up. Anyway, what does all that do? Well, Brian Williams talked about the story. Then he made I apologize. Well, here's the thing. When people are reporting that Tom Brokaw wants you fired, then Tom Brokaw says, no, I did not say that. Well, guess what? Tom Brokaw probably wants his job back because he loved doing that job. And the nightly news used to be the big coup de grace to watch. Think about back during September 11th. You had Rather, Brokaw, Jennings. The big three. Before that, you had Walter Cronkite in it. Now, look at the landscape. There's some weird guy on Channel 3. I don't even know who's on Channel 3. Then there's, there's David Muir, I think, on ABC. Then there's Brian Williams. There's no name recognition. Brian Williams is the only name recognition because of Brokaw. So, the question is, should Brian Williams resign? That is the question. Should he be fired for lying? Here's a question I have to ask you, the Monsoon Live universe. How many times, be honest with yourself, I don't want to, I knew it. Have you lied? Have you lied to a child? Have you lied to your spouse? Have you lied to a friend? A white lie. Now, Brian Williams' white lie got so freaking big, it involved the U.S. Army, okay, U.S. military. And about, 3 million people watching the show. Big lie. Is there any credible news agencies out there? Here's what I'm going to say. Brian Williams stepped down from NBC Nightly News for a few days to get past the story. My guess is he's on his way out. We'll see what happens over the course of this week. Now, if that happens, Brian, you shot yourself in the foot. Monsoon Live, I'm a different, unique brand where I report the news and I tell you exactly what the news is saying. But you don't think I check our facts? I check those facts every time. Look at the weather forecast, for Pete's sake. We use about 6 or 7 weather forecasts, and then we have to combine those and what we're looking at and give us your opinion. Brian Williams made a mistake. We all do. Should he be punished? That's like punishing the weather people. Look how many times they screw up. Being serious. Look how many times we screw up on the weather forecast and we're still not fired. We should be fired long ago. The bottom line is this. Brian Williams made a mistake. He's apologized. People want his head. But here's the thing. He does give the news. This is my opinion. Maybe we, as a society, need to examine where our news is coming from. Not the Daily Show, not the Colbert Report, wherever it's going to be now, whatever Comedy Central produces. We need to look at the facts. Do we need to go international? we need to re-examine how we look at news. That is my take on Brian Williams. If I offended you, I'm sorry, but you know what? I am sick of it. You should see the YouTube videos. Everyone making fun of him. Tell you what, make fun of yourself too if you lie. Ding. Because, I probably lie too, so I gotta make fun of myself too. Oh yeah, I just lied. I didn't throw my pencil at the desk. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on Brian Williams. Let's talk about the big news. Monsoon Live Mania 21. Next week, we are going to examine the history of Wawa. Yes, if you've ever wanted to know the history of Wawa, tune in for that broadcast. It will be a great show, and we hope you join us for that. Also, don't forget, a first in the history of Monsoon Live. Yes, I'm going to be giving up the chair to Allison, and I'm going to be getting questioned like crazy. I can't wait. We will also, I said we're going to have a theme. The theme for Monsoon Live Mania 21 is, we're legal! That is actually the title. We're legal, because 21 means you become legal. We're an adult, so we have not decided on how we're going to approach it, but we're legal. Surprise! But that is our show for this week. I hope you have a great week, guys. Be safe tomorrow. If you're on the East Coast, well, Northeast, because you know what's going to happen. We're going to get snow, sleet, all that crap. Anyway, this has been Monsoon Live. Coming up, a winter weather report. We'll also be posting on our Facebook site. And like us on Facebook as well. Until now, from Wallingford and throughout the entire area, this has been your old pal, Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick. Later. Once again, my opinion does not represent any organization or job that I'm affiliated with. But, you know what? Wawa iced tea, really good. Later! Yo, where's that report? Bye.